Did you know your truth and your authenticity can activate that of others? Hi, my name is Irene Schultz, and I help people find wholeness by bringing light to their soul's highest path and living a life that reflects who they truly are. So I recently went on a retreat to Greece in a journey known as Know Thyself. And I did it with a group of women known as the Rose Sisterhood. This is a mystical community of women connected through the lineage and symbolism of the rose, which is a sacred symbol of the divine feminine, such as like Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Isis, just to name a few. So what drew me to this retreat was, well, number one, my connection to this sisterhood, but also the idea of getting to know myself in a deeper way. I'm constantly on a journey to understand myself better and to know myself. And prior to going to Greece, I started getting memories of having a past life in Delphi, which was where one of the centers that we were going to be visiting. And the memories were not as positive. I think there was some unfinished business that I needed to complete there. And basically, throughout most of my life, I've kind of had this fear of public speaking or just even speaking my truth in general. And I started, prior to going to Greece, I started getting these memories and these visions through the Akashic records of being silenced by powerful leaders whenever I spoke truth that was not met with understanding or agreement by those who were listening to it. And so eventually what happened was, at one point, there was a reading that was not met with acceptance, and so I was ostracized and outcasted. And I actually have memories of other oracles that worked alongside me who were often brutalized for the message that they shared. So the oracles, just to kind of give you a little bit of background about them, these particular oracles in Delphi were originally priestesses of the rose, the same line that I was referring to, connected to the divine feminine. And they had lived in devotion to the divine and offered their bodies as sacred vessels to channel and transmit higher messages of wisdom and truth. And so they would do this for decades. And over time, the powerful leaders recognized that these words were powerful and they could sway public opinion. And so they used their words to essentially, legitimize military campaigns, influence outcomes of major political decisions. And so this gave rise to this desire to control their messages. And as a result, they were given interpreters, or those who became essentially their gatekeepers, who would take their words, which were often spoken in codes and light language, and they would twist their words and distort them in order to basically legitimize their propaganda. And so when there were times that truth was spoken in a way that the political leaders of the time did not agree with, the oracles were often tortured or beaten or outcasted, such as I was. And so I felt like this journey back to Delphi for me was a completion. It was a journey to go back to this land and revisit this pain and to heal this ancient wound of having my voice silenced. So while I was there, we were actually led by a local villager from Delphi to visit a cave that we had actually originally not planned on visiting. And this actually happened to be a very powerful cave where the Pythia, also known as the oracles, that was the original name given to them. Originally, that's where they were performing their channelings and their oracle work. And so anyway, we were led there to perform a ceremony. Well, actually, we weren't led there to perform a ceremony, but we decided to complete one in light of understanding the significance of this cave. And so when we went there, we completed this really powerful ceremony that really activated ancient codes of remembrance through singing and toning and movement. And I could really feel just the essence of my silenced voice and all the distorted truths that had been overlaid on this land. I could actually feel that rising out of the cave walls. And I could feel like it was rising to be transmuted and healed. And in that moment, it was this shifting where I feel like the healing was starting to happen. It came to full circle. And our presence there in sacred ceremony through this circle of 12 women actually helped to bring healing to that distortion. So after this ceremony, I started noticing the scent of roses, which for me has always symbolized the presence of Mother Mary in the past. I've received several messages from Mother Mary, and whenever she shows up for me, I have this smell of roses that surrounds me. And so I started sensing that immediately after this experience. And upon returning back home, I received this lovely transmission that came through not so much as a thought, but as a deep, loving knowing in my heart. And she stepped through with this lovely message, which she instructed me to share with other people. And it's really a message about reclaiming the voice of the divine feminine in order to anchor a new reality through the frequency of truth. And in this message, Mother Mary explains how we are each ready to blossom like a flower, blooming into our fullest expression. And she describes how aligning to our authentic nature and speaking our truth activates something called our soul song, which carries very unique frequencies. It's kind of like a fingerprint of our soul. And when these frequencies are transmitted, they become like medicine for others, unlocking healing and a remembrance of who they truly are. So I will now share the transmission. I am Mother Mary, Divine Mother, keeper of sacred feminine wisdom, knowledge, and grace, and I have come to share a message with you. It is time for you to blossom like a flower, to move into the truest expression of your essence. A flower holds the highest vibration in nature because it represents the culmination of many deep biological and spiritual processes. It is the final stage of a plant's growth cycle, its moment of full maturity and readiness to create a new life. And you too have reached a threshold where it is time to allow your truest and most authentic nature to shine through and usher in a new reality, to emerge into your highest expression of light and allow your inner beauty to shine a light into the darkness. Don't allow the scenes of chaos and war that are unfolding around you to shake you. You have come to be the beacon, holding the highest light to usher humanity forward into peace and restitution. You were each created from the mind of the Creator, and you hold a unique blueprint, like a soul fingerprint. When your actions and words come into alignment with your blueprint, you live from a place of authenticity and truth. By embodying your soul's true essence, you naturally become a bridge between heaven and earth. A portal becomes activated that allows you to traverse timelines with ease and flow. You become the vessel of magic and miracles. Stop seeing yourself as small and insignificant. You are needed now. Your energetic signature holds the key to entering a higher reality. You are one of the key holders to ascension, and your unique soul code unlocks the door to the new earth. Ascension cannot happen without you. And when you rise to your highest authentic nature, you activate others to do so, creating a ripple effect in reality. So how does one rise into the highest essence and blossom into her or his fullest potential? It begins by speaking your truth. Your voice carries tremendous power, and when your words align to your truth, your soul song emerges. Your soul song carries unique frequencies that transmit codes of beauty, healing, and awakening. When received, these vibrations awaken a deep remembrance in others, calling them back to who they truly are. Speaking your truth can look like setting a boundary with love, even when it's uncomfortable. It's choosing honesty in a conversation, even when silence would be easier. It's expressing your needs without apology, sharing your creative work without perfection, or saying no to something that does not feel aligned, even if others don't understand. Sometimes it's simply allowing yourself to be seen in your vulnerability, your joy, and your wildness. Each act of truth-telling sends ripples through your field, reminding your soul and those around you that your voice is sacred and your authenticity is your greatest gift. It is time for your soul song to emerge, to be nudged out of its slumber. It has been lying dormant within you, silenced for years by oppressive forces that feared the power of your truth. But the silence was never emptiness. It was preparing you for this moment. Now the vibration is rising within you, ready to break through the lingering shadows of fear and conformity. Your voice, your presence, your essence are medicine the world has been waiting for. They are the instrument through which ancient truths and future dreams sing into the present. And so what came through is, it is time. It is time to rise, time to sing, time to reclaim the truth of who you truly are. And what she offered after the transmission was a guided activation to allow this transmission to fully activate in your DNA and in your heart. So go ahead and sit. Find a comfortable place with your eyes closed. Please refrain from driving. So if you are driving at this point, please wait to complete this portion of the transmission. And when you're ready, place your left hand on your heart and imagine a rose beginning to unfurl its petals one by one. Each petal representing your becoming, your blossoming, your emerging, emanating with love and pure light. After your rose is fully open, move your attention to your throat chakra. Watch it light up in a brilliant sky blue color and speak the following aloud. I now activate the codes of my soul song. May my words carry the frequency of healing. May my truth ripple through timelines, calling others back to their sacred essence. I release the chains of fear. I release the shadows of suppression. I stand in the radiance of who I am. I am a bridge between heaven and earth. I am a vessel of light. I am a keeper of divine wisdom. And I now speak from the wellspring of my soul. Now bring your hands to prayer position and bow in gratitude to the Holy Mother for offering us this beautiful transmission today, possibly offering a thank you or a so it is. Thank you for receiving this transmission today. Sending you all rose blessings on your journey forward. Until the next time,